In this video, I will demonstrate how to draw box design 2. So the first thing you're going to do in order to set up your paper, you're going to create the 1/4 of an inch border around the edge of your paper. Then down here, you're going to draw these horizontal lines. There's 5 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they are 1/8 of an inch apart. These vertical lines on the larger paper, if you take your T-square or ruler, start at the border, not the edge of the paper, and you're going to mark off every 4.5 inches. So there's 4.5, 9, because 4.5 plus 4.5 is 9, and then here's another 4.5, and then this one winds up being a little bit less, okay? So down here you'll write Lindenhurst High School, the name of the drawing, the date that you started it, your name, my name, class period, and the class period that you're in. So period 1, period 2, period 3, so on. Okay, so to start the drawing, you're going to use the measurements that I included for you so that your drawing is centered, okay? So I started here. I took this 11/16 and I measured from the border 11/16 over, and I drew this vertical line. That is this vertical line here. I drew it lightly because I am guessing how long it is going to be. It's definitely going to be shorter than this, and I'm going to have to erase some, so that's why I drew it light. Okay, so once I had this vertical line, I measured 2 3/4, and I drew this vertical line. Okay, now I'm seeing that this is 5 inches, so I'm going to measure 5 inches over, and I'm going to draw the next vertical line. Okay, and I actually have the measurement there. That's 5 inches. Use my T-square, make sure it's catching the edge of my paper, and just very lightly draw the next vertical line. Okay, from there I'm going to measure over 2 3/4. Okay, there's my 2 3/4, and I'm going to draw another vertical line. Okay, 5 inches to my next vertical line, which brings me here. Okay, nice and light. And then my last measurement is 9/16. I know that 8/16 is a half. Okay, so here is the half, and I add that extra 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9/16. If I didn't know that that was 8, then just count 9 dashes. And you get your last vertical line for that tab. Make sure your T-square is nice and straight. Okay, so now I'm going to start finding my horizontal line. So what I'm going to do, this here is showing me that a 1/2 inch up from my border is this horizontal line here. Okay, it's technically it'll be drawn like this, and then I'll draw that afterwards. So I'm going to measure a 1/2 inch. Okay, now you want to measure up 2 5/16. 1, 2, and 5/16. So I know that's 5 dashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I know 4/16 is a quarter. So one more dash. Then I draw my next horizontal line. And actually this is going to be one long horizontal line, so I'm going to, okay, because that's giving me this horizontal line, which is the whole length. Okay, you would be better off using a long T-square, but if you are at home and you do not have one, just do what I did, flip it over and come from the other side. Then I am measuring up 5 1/4, and I'm getting my next really long horizontal line. Five and 1/4. A quarter is 4/16. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put my little measurement. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the short T-square. I'm gonna come from the left and draw my horizontal, and then I'm gonna come from the right and draw the horizontal again. You could erase anything that you already know needs to be erased. I'm gonna draw the top of this tab, so I'm gonna measure up 2 5/16, and I'm gonna draw that horizontal line. All right, so now what this is showing me is if I drew this rectangle the way I did, okay, I'm gonna come over 3/16 on each side, okay? And the tab on the top and the tab on the bottom are identical. They're just basically mirror images of one another. So I'm gonna count over 3/16. 1, 2, 3, put a little dot. 1, 2, 3, put a little dot, and then you're literally connecting this to the dot. Same thing over here. And you're doing the same thing on the top. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then this gets erased, and this gets erased. Okay, so for these 4 tabs, they are the same measurements. So on your paper, any of these tabs that are missing a measurement, just look to one of the other tabs and it'll have the measurement on there. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure the height. It's 1 5/16. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here. Okay, 1 5/16 says my measurement. Over here, I'm gonna go 1 inch and 5/16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put my mark, and then I'm going to draw the horizontal line. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to find out, let's see, how high this is. Okay, so this is 7/8. So I'm going to go up 7/8 and I'm going to draw another horizontal line. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to measure 7/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7/8 is 14/16. So if you don't know what an eighth is, just count 14 of those. And then I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna do the same thing. 7/8. You're gonna draw your horizontal line. And draw your horizontal line.
Sounds good.
Okay, so now I'm going to, I'm gonna look over here. This says 1/8. Okay, so what that measurement is, it's telling you that if this was your rectangle, this space, okay, this little triangle and this little triangle, that's 1/8. So I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna measure 1/8. Put a little dot. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna measure 1/8. Okay, so that's 2 little dashes, 1, 2. And I'm taking this and lining it up with here. I'm taking this and I'm lining it up with here. All right, so now I'm gonna do the same thing on the top. Okay, I'm coming over here and I am measuring 1/8 and putting a dot. Coming over here and I'm measuring 1/8 over. Okay, I'm taking this, I'm lining it up with here. I'm taking this and I'm lining it up with here. Okay, so to finish the top of the tab, your width is starting at 2.5 inches and it winds up being 1 11/16. So this space here is 13/30 seconds, okay? On a real architecture ruler, you will have 30 seconds instead of 16ths because it's extremely precise. Our rulers only have 16ths. So what this actually winds up being on our ruler is, not 7.5, 6.5/16, which does not make sense. That is not normal, but I'm just letting you know that it's going to wind up being 6.5 little dashes, okay? It's really 13/30 seconds, okay? So what you're going to do, you're going to basically, from that last measurement, you're going to draw a vertical line, okay? And then what you're doing from this mark here, you're going over 13/30 seconds, which, like I said, winds up being 6.5 dashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 dashes, okay? If you are in the classroom, you can use the 45-degree triangle and you will not have to do that measurement. You'll just take the triangle and place it to get that 45-degree angle. If you are at home and you do not have a triangle, then please do the tab the way I'm demonstrating. So you're gonna go draw that up, and then you're measuring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right in between there. Okay, so now I'm taking my ruler and lining those up. Okay, and that is my 45-degree angle. That is how your tab will get finished, okay? And you are doing that on all 4 tabs, okay? So I'm gonna come down here, I'm gonna do the same thing. Okay, then I'm measuring 13/30 seconds. Okay, which is 6.5/16, which is not a real measurement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right in between there. Then you take your T-square ruler, line those up. Line those up. These two are the same as these two, so please create those two using the same methods that were used for these two.